This video is going to show you how to use Flubaroo to grade a quiz created as a Google form. The first thing you need to do is to go to the response sheet associated with your quiz. In the response sheet, you should have an answer key. So if you haven't already, you want to open up your form. You can get to there by going to Form, go to Live Form, and you want to fill out the answer key, putting in the name the words answer and key, or so I would do answer, key, or I could do my first name, last name, etc. Once I've made sure I have an answer key, I want to go ahead and I need to install my script. So I'm going to go to Insert and Script. The name of the script that we're going to be installing is Flubaroo, Flubaroo. This is a free script, so all I'm going to do is once I find it, I'm going to click on Install. It's going to ask me to accept a couple of things in order to use Flubaroo, and that's okay. So its authorization is required. I click Continue. It would like to know who I am, etc. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And now it's installed, so I can go ahead and click Close. If it was already installed, you would have seen the menu item for Flubaroo up at the top. So now that I've installed it, I'm going to click on Flubaroo and I'm going to choose to grade my assignment. It's running the script. It's a three-step process. The first step is to show what questions are what. So these are all identifying questions, last name, first name, period. And then my email address is also an identifying question. I added it after I did everything else, so that's why it's at the end of my list. I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue. And now I need to tell Flubaroo which submission is my answer key. So I click on Answer Key and click Continue. Now it's grading my assignment for me. So once it's grading your assignment, it's going to give you a second tab called Grades. And this is just kind of warning you, don't make changes to this sheet because it can mess up the grading script itself. So if you want to do some data analyzing, you want to make a copy of this sheet. So looking at this, first of all, we've got points possible were 10. The average was 6.22. There were 9 students who submitted. There were 6 questions that were low scoring. So this would not be a very good quiz for data analysis. If a student's name is in red, that means that they scored less than 70% on the assignment. So Paula is in second period. I used my email address for everybody because I am going to send these results, and that way they don't get random emails. So Paula got a 4 out of 10 for 40%. She only submitted this quiz one time. I'm not really sure what's going on here. There's definitely something wrong. Okay, so that kept happening to me, so all I did was close out of my responses and go back into it, and now everything looks like it's supposed to. So basically, if a question is orange, that means that it is a low scoring question. I think it's 60% or less got it correct. So you can see for each person, Paula, it's a 0 because it's wrong. For Andy, it was a 1 because it was right. So if they got it wrong, it's a 0. If it's a 1, or if they got it right, it would be a 1. So 55.55% of students got this answer correct. As we go across, you can see it said there were 6 low scoring questions, so there should be 6 orange questions, and there are. So that's your grades. You could now just go into your grade book and put in their score. But there is a little bit more that you can do. One thing that you can do is you can email the grades. As long as you have asked for the students' emails as part of the form, it recognizes that that's the question where they're going to get the email address. Do you want to include a list of all the questions and their scores? Yes. Do you want to include an answer key? Maybe. If you do include an answer key, obviously they're not going to be able to redo the quiz, but you may say, please keep trying until you've scored 90% or better, or whatever you want to do. So this message is going to go to all students. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue. And now what it's actually doing is it's emailing the students. So now if I scroll over and I look at the emailed grade, the X is indicating that that grade was emailed. All of those dings are my email going off. So let's take a look at what this looks like when it comes in their email. So this email contains your grade and what it's for. Don't reply. This particular person got the 4 out of 10. The message is, please keep trying until you've scored 90% or better. This was Paula's, what period she was in, the email address she put in. What's my favorite ice cream? Her answer was chocolate, and that's incorrect. What's the favorite color? Purple, incorrect. Favorite movie? Monsters, Inc., incorrect. So every question, every answer, and whether it was correct or incorrect. So they can't see what the right answer is, but they can see that which ones they got wrong. And then if they wanted to go back and retake the quiz, they could do so. The other thing that you can do using Flubaroo is to view a report. So this is what the Flubaroo report looks like. It gives you, it's pretty basic, honestly. It's just a histogram of the grades, but if that's what you need. So we've got the number of points possible, the average points, how many were submitted. We can see that there were 3 people who got a 70%, 2 people who got an 80%, etc. And you can email yourself that report if you need it. The other way to see some basic data is to go and under Form, click on Show Summary of Responses. So the summary doesn't really do us a whole lot of good for our last name, first name, email address. However, we can look and we can see for the favorite ice cream, one person chose chocolate, one person chose mint, chocolate chip, etc. So if I need to do a data analysis for every single question, it's not difficult. I don't have to actually do any work. Again, the way that I got to this particular those results was to go to Form and Show Summary of Responses. So that's how to use Flubaroo to get some very basic data analysis and to grade your quizzes without having to do a whole lot of work.